Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tide Illustrated, where today we're going to break down Alabama's June commitments in the class of 2025. Crimson Tide has been on a red-hot run in June with 3 official visit weekends in the books at the time of recording, which has yielded 7 new commitments. Heading into the final weekend before the June 25th to July 25th dead period, the Crimson Tide already has 17 commits in the 2025 class, a mark that currently leaves Alabama with the third highest-ranked group, trailing only Notre Dame and Ohio State. With so many players adding their names to the Crimson Tide's pledge sheet in such a short span, we wanted to take a closer look at each of the Tide's June commits, as new Alabama coach Keelon Russell looks to maintain the Tide's outstanding record on the recruiting trail. Here's a breakdown of the 6 newest members of the Crimson Tide's 2025 class. 1. Keelon Russell. We kick things off with the most exciting addition to the Crimson Tide's 2025 class. Quarterback Keelon Russell flipped from SMU to Alabama on June 4th after taking an official visit and kicked off what has been an amazing commitment period for the Crimson Tide. The 6'4" passer was recently named MVP at the Elite 11 camp, further cementing how huge of a get this is for Alabama. Last season, Russell led Texas powerhouse Duncanville High School to its second straight Texas 6A D1 state title. He completed 72.1% of his passes for 3,483 yards with 38 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. Russell also ran for 361 yards and 6 touchdowns while averaging 5.8 yards per carry. Russell's smooth throwing mechanics and ability to sling passes on the move have even seen him compared to former LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels. Russell has become one of the highest trending players in the country in recent weeks and is likely to see another major bump when Rivals updates its recruiting rankings later this summer. Having a quarterback committed is often vital for the rest of the team's recruiting class. Not only was Russell the spark that lit the fire for Alabama's flurry of commits in recent weeks, but he's also continued to be an active recruiter for the Crimson Tide. He's been active on social media and elsewhere, calling out other top prospects to join Alabama's 2025 class. 2. Chuck McDonald. The second commit from Alabama's first official visit weekend, Chuck McDonald announced his pledge 4 days after Russell on June 8th. The 6'1" cornerback became the most recent Alabama commit to come from California powerhouse Mater Dei, where current Tide defensive backs Xavier Brown and Damani Jackson played. Mater Dei is also home to another one of Alabama's 2025 commits, linebacker Abdul Sanders. Similarly to his former teammate Jackson, McDonald has a nice frame at the cornerback position that combines speed with a ball-hawking play style that helped him rack up 7 pass deflections and 1 interception for Mater Dei last season. McDonald finishes through receivers, ensuring any ball he gets his hands on doesn't fall into the arms of a would-be pass catcher. McDonald is also a willing tackler. He totaled 34 last season and uses his elite speed to close down defenders, while his tape flashes the potential to develop into an even stronger open field tackler. Alabama has had great success with Mater Dei products in the past, and with the new staff is clearly interested in keeping the pipeline open. McDonald, Brown, and Jackson, the Crimson Tide secondary looks to be in good shape for the future. 3. Michael Carroll. A physical force in the trenches, Michael Carroll became Alabama's first offensive line commitment when he announced his pledge on June 10th. Standing 6'6", 298 pounds, Carroll is a physical beast with an elite frame that will only be enhanced when Carroll starts to be coached at the college level. He has dominated both defensive and offensive linemen at the high school level, playing on both sides of the ball for Central Bucks East in Pennsylvania. He would join the Tide's offensive line unit with a college-ready frame combined with exceptional athleticism that should see him utilized as a pulling guard capable of getting outside and upfield quickly to assist with defenders at the second level. Carroll is a Penn State legacy who commanded attention from other top Big Ten programs, but the Alabama staff did well to lure him down south to be part of an emerging elite 2025 offensive line group that has 2 more offensive linemen who also announced their pledges this June. 4. Mal Waldrep. From a Penn State legacy to an Alabama one, Mal Waldrep made it 2 offensive line commits in his many days when he committed to Alabama on June 11th. Waldrop's father played center at UA, and his son is now set to carry the mantle as a 4-star prospect in the trenches. Standing 6'5", 305 pounds, Waldrep has another elite frame and can play multiple positions along the offensive line at the next level, spending most of his junior season at left tackle, where he used his frame to bully defenders. Waldrep plays with fast feet and pancakes opponents with great block finishing and technique. His potential versatility will be a huge asset for Alabama's offensive line depth, while Waldrep will also head to college with some experience playing at Bryant-Denny Stadium under his belt. He helped lead Central High School in Phoenix City to an Alabama 7A state title inside the famous stadium last season. 5. London Simmons. London Simmons didn't pick up an offer from Alabama until late April, but quickly formed a bond with Alabama defensive line coach Freddie Roach and the rest of the staff after they discovered his talent, leading to the Crimson Tide becoming the first Power 4 side to extend Simmons an offer. He quickly committed to Alabama on June 16th, following a few visits, including an official the same weekend of his commitment. While his recruitment really kicked on late, Simmons will be an exciting long-term option along the defensive line. After leading Hartfield Academy to its first Mississippi State title win in program history, Simmons proceeded to lose 50 pounds, dropping his weight from 340 pounds to 290. That helped him get closer to the build of a typical SEC defensive lineman, and top schools, including Alabama, came calling in short order. At his new weight, Simmons should continue to be a violent playmaker after putting up 78 tackles, including 18 for loss and 15 sacks in his junior campaign. He plays with quick hands that will allow him to brush away blockers and get to the ball carrier. When he isn't using swim moves to evade a blocker, he can bulldoze his way right through them to disrupt a developing play in the backfield. Just see his 6 sacks in the state championship game for Hartfield. Simmons plays with a high football IQ and will look to harness his aggressive play style under the tutelage of Roach and the rest of the Alabama staff at the next level. 6. Jackson Lloyd. Alabama made it 3 offensive linemen in a matter of weeks when it added fellow 4-star target Jackson Lloyd as its most recent commit in the class of 2025. Another California product, Lloyd plays on both sides of the ball for Carmel High School and is also a star baseball and basketball player, which helps explain his elite athleticism at 6'6", 290 pounds. Lloyd has a great frame and primarily operated at left tackle along the offensive line at Carmel, and he'll be another versatile physical force for the Crimson Tide, able to play at either tackle position at the next level. Lloyd plays with quick feet and can get upfield quickly using his athleticism to make blocks on screen passes and short runs that reach the second level. He even caught a few passes for Carmel last season, meaning a big man touchdown could be in his future as he gels into the Crimson Tide system. Lloyd is fearless when taking on defenders and won't hesitate to play for the whistle. Alabama hit 3 home runs with its 3 tackle prospects so far, and Lloyd should be able to find plenty of game time down the road after locking into the Tide's strength and conditioning program. With these most recent additions, Alabama has put itself in great position ahead of commitment season in July, and the coaching staff is showing no signs of stopping on the recruiting trail. It's clear the first-year head coach Kalen DeBoer has silenced the doubters that arose when his staff first took over. The standard was sky high, but DeBoer and company have formed their own identity on the recruiting trail, and it's already begun to pay off immensely. Alabama is continuing to identify and stay in front of the race for several more targets. Tide Illustrated will have all those future commitments covered on our site, tideillustrated.com, and we'll have further breakdowns and all the Alabama recruiting and team coverage you could ask for right here on our YouTube channel. So be sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a thing, and we'll see you next time.